All right, folks, welcome back to Wandavisionaries for episode 7. Full spoilers. Ah, man, she killed Sparky, man. All right, folks, we're going full spoilers for Wandavisionaries. If you haven't seen the episode, come back and check this out every week after the after show. So just to be sure, you know, full spoilers. It was Agatha all along. Welcome back, Sarah. How you doing? Good to see you back.
I'm fine. A little sick, but the sick makes up for it. So.
Battling through. There you go. Appreciate you coming on. Big Nip, how you doing?
Oh man, allergies got me tore up too, man. Looking like fucking Rocket Raccoon this morning. Shit.
Everybody's a little disheveled this morning. So
it's a good episode though. Good episode. Yeah. Made up for all this drama we're going through. Fuck.
Makes a little like that. Speaking of drama, man, it was a little drama getting the episode started. I think everybody in the world tried to tune in at 12 o'clock and start watching WandaVision last night. It was a struggle for like 10 minutes trying to get the get the episode going. You guys had the same deal last night trying to jump on at 12.
Worst 6 minutes of my life. Also, it at one point tried to ask me to re-log in, and I was like, this may or may not be my own password, so that could be really big.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I had the same issues. I was getting texts from Big Leo, pissed off. He was, man, what the hell is going on with Disney Plus? And I was like, I hadn't turned it on yet. And I was like, oh shit, is it down? And then I turned it on. And then I texted you. I was like, your shit fucked up too. You're like, yeah, man, it's all bad. Yeah, I was like, my daughters were pissed off. They're like, what the hell? Sorry, kids, you guys gotta go to bed.
Yeah. No WandaVision tonight. Aw.
Night vision for you guys.
Big Leo 405. This episode had me stressing last night. Yeah. No, but it finally went on. It took a couple minutes. I think it's just the stress of all the everybody logging in at the same time, trying to the hype train on WandaVision is now going. Everybody's on it now. Everybody's
to the Maximoff. It's to the Maximoff.
It's WandaVision to the Maximoff. A lot of good episode. Not my favorite episode of the season, but
I was gonna say that too. It was a little slow in progress, and some of it was just kind of like the beginning was kind of like it wasn't up to par, writing wise. I don't think as the rest of the series. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but it just started a little bit slow for my liking, and it was like kind of pointless. The whole stuff with Darcy was kind of just like, I thought they would do better with getting her into the Hex. I thought they would do something different. That was just kind of corny and cheesy. And what were they trying to parody in that? Was that like The Office or something?
It was Office and Modern Family. Those are the two.
I knew it was Modern Family, but I'm not a fan. I haven't watched too much of The Office, so my daughters were saying it was The Office. I was like,
the opening credits were definitely The Office. Definitely like the little tune, like the Office tune. And The Office was the one that kind of made that kind of mainstream, the mockumentary, like talking to the camera in between scenes and kind of going in the inner monologue of the characters and stuff. So they were definitely the one that kind of made that device. They're not the first ones to do that, but it was definitely the ones that popularized it. So yeah, it was definitely the Office kind of opening with the kind of almost Office theme, and then it said Wanda, and then it finally brought in WandaVision at the end of the credits, and you saw created by Wanda Maximoff. I think that's the first time we've seen that in the credits. So what'd you think of that, Sarah? What'd you think of this opening, the Office opening?
It was fun. I mean, it kind of also reminded me of the Loki trailers, where like the letters are all changing, and it's just a bunch of different fonts. So I wondered if they were just kind of like tipping their hat to that, but it was definitely The Office. I actually kind of hate that like really synthesized sound. Maybe I've fallen asleep to The Office too many times and woken up to that title song. But it was like, oh. Yeah. It's not the best show to sleep to, if anybody's
you hear Dwight in your dreams. So, so we open up, and this is kind of taking place like the morning after the Halloween episode. She's still in her Wanda costume, her Scarlet Witch costume from last time, and you kind of just see Vision's not there. He's still outside by the edge of the bubble. And you kind of see the kids open up, and their controllers are changing reality, and they try to get their mom to wake up. And this is a kind of a very Modern Family-ish kind of feels. The mom's stressed out, and she's like, she's talking to the camera like about how everything's going wrong, and she just needs some her time. And we're getting some of the. And then later in the episode, we see some of the reality starting to change, and you see with the controllers, the same thing. They're going back and forth through reality. So what you think about that, Sarah? Like the opening, like her, like kind of like her stressing out, and her like kind of looking like she's trying to deal with the aftermath.
I mean, who hasn't woken up in their Halloween costume once or twice?
The walk of shame.
I have done that in costume before.
Your Dazzler outfit, yeah.
I think I was Poison Ivy one year, and I definitely remember having like green sparkly leggings and walking through the streets of Madrid. It wasn't as nefarious as it sounds. I spent the night at a friend's house, but yeah, walking back at like 8 a.m. in costume is pretty entertaining. Otherwise, I felt bad. Well, first of all, they are full on leaning into the hex thing now. Like the pillows were hex shaped, the duvet, the curtains, everything has hexagons on it.
Yeah, it was like I think her pillow didn't have the hex, but Vision's pillow did.
Like Paisley.
Yeah, so it's that was a weird little note. So Nip, what do you think of this opening with Wanda kind of waking up and kind of doing the Modern Family thing?
Yeah, I liked it. I'm a fan of Modern Family. I thought that's a good show. Me and the wife watch it. It's funny. So it was good to see that get some accolades on there, get shown off a little bit. As far as the execution of it, I like the fact that since she expanded with the hex, it seems like it may have like weakened her powers, or she needs time to adjust to get the full effect of the what's it called? I guess Mirage type feel. Like yeah. So I think that's what they were trying to insinuate, is that because it was so big, it used up so much of her power, made her tired, and she was losing control of it. It was going to take her a little bit to get her feeding back, and then she could get the realm back to what it needed to be. But it was a good opening scene. I liked it.
Yeah, no, it was fun. I like the dynamic with the kids, and she mentions she needs a quarantine vacation, so that definitely hit close to home when she said that.
I felt bad for poor little Wiccan too, because he was like, "There's so much going on in my head."
Yeah, he's definitely having his powers are manifesting. So yeah, he's definitely having more. It's definitely hard on, especially like a psychic. Like again, like at first, anytime a psychic gains powers, that's one of the first things. Like they get all these voices in their head, and they just get overwhelmed with all these things. So it's definitely on par with a lot of psychics in the comics. So we get So yeah, like Nip said, the hex has been expanded. So it's most of the sword agents got trapped in there. They're all clowns in a circus. So we cut to Darcy and Vision. Vision's like walking up. He recognizes Darcy from the outside world. He recognized she was the one like trying to help him, and he was like, "Hey, we made contact. We made eye contact. We had a moment." So he kind of like already trust her already just because she showed that sympathy towards him. So she's in the hex. She's an escape artist, and so Vision pretty much awakens her. And she
was trying to holler at her, or she made it seem like he was trying to holler at her.
She's like, "Okay, I'll go on a date with you, but I'm ordering the lobster." I actually like their little dynamic. They're a little back and forth. And then Vision was also doing. They were also doing the fourth wall breaking, talk to the camera, office, Modern Family thing, which was a common trope. Like was a big trope for a lot of sitcoms in the 2000s and 2010s for sure. So I think they're kind of blending the 2000 2010s. I'm not sure if we're going to get any more sitcom stuff anymore, because we kind of that's pretty much the apex of the sitcom, because sitcoms kind of almost dying unless they go to like the dramedy kind of like more like, I don't know, say more of like the HBO or Netflix kind of sitcom, the comedy feel, but I don't think they'll do that because sitcoms kind of dead at this point. So we got Vision and Darcy, and Vision awakens her and kind of starts telling, they start going back and forth. They got to. So what do you think about that, Sarah? The Vision and Darcy kind of going off on their own little adventure, trying to get back to the back to this home and all that.
On one hand, I really liked it because they have a lot of like kind of free time since Wanda is cutting them off, where they get to catch up and like talk about a lot of things that are happening, which I like those moments. But also I was just like, oh my God, this episode is only like 30 minutes long. Why are we wasting it on like the road? Can we move on a little bit? But yeah, and the circus stuff, I mean, I do trapeze. I love anything circus.
So it'd be kind of talked a little bit about it, but what do you think about the Darcy Vision?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it. I thought it was, like I said, I thought it was really cheesy, and like I just didn't. I guess maybe because I'm not a fan of The Office, so I wasn't really like catching some of the stuff they were trying to put out there. But I thought like it would have been funny to like put Darcy as a waitress or something, like going back to the actresses on screen performances on CBS, but or something. They could have done something. I just escape artist, like I don't know. I wasn't feeling that, and like you said, the dynamic between the two of them was good, but it was just, I don't know, it just was lacking something for me, and it was like just cheesy. Like you could have cut the scene down. They didn't have to keep showing like all the stuff that's happening. Like we get the point. Like Wanda's stopping them from getting there. You could have done that a lot quicker.
Yeah, Wanda or it's Agatha at this point. So, we'll definitely talk about that in a second. So we got that little back and forth Vision and Darcy, and we cut back to Wanda, and Wanda's still kind of stressing out, and she of course Agatha, now we can finally call her Agatha. So she finally comes in, and she kind of takes the very creepy scene where she kind of takes the kids and it's like, oh, I'll take care of them. I'll take care of them. So she basically takes the kids off her hands for the day, which
this was like the first predictable part of the series for me. Like we all knew this was going to happen, right? We all knew she was going after the kids. Like, why did Wanda not see this? That's what I don't get. Like,
she obviously has a hold on her. She's been, you can tell at the last scene, she has like she's using her powers on her. So because we'll talk about that in a second, because there's a lot to break down in that last scene for sure. So we gets the kids. The reality starts tripping around her, like it goes back to the 50s one. So stuff is breaking down. It basically, this is a kind of a metaphor for like mental illness, like your reality around you is kind of breaking down. We go back to the outside. We see Monica and Jimmy. They find out the truth. The truth Darcy was kind of finding out. Basically that kind of what we suspected. Hayward was trying to turn Vision into a weapon, trying to recreate Ultron. And so we get Monica, and we get Monica meeting up with these military cats that I guess have their vehicle. But I don't think we met the astrophysicist yet. That's supposed to be. I don't think the military girl was the. I forgot what they called her, but I don't think that's the physicist that she was talking about earlier. So I think we're gonna get more of that for sure. They tried so they're going to try to go back into the thing where they got a big looks like that rig from Armageddon.
Yeah, it looks just like that. Bruce Willis is about to pop out.
Yeah, Affleck was going
crazy Russian dude. Oh.
This is how things work in Russia. They try to infiltrate the Hex, and it goes horribly wrong. She exits, and she said, "Fuck it, I'm going in." And I thought it was a cool visual, her forcing her way through, and she pops out, and she's Photon. She gets her eyes are glowing. You could tell she has powers now. So it's been a slow burn, but we kind of knew this was going to come. So Sarah, what do you think about that whole scene of Monica entering the Hex and all that?
Yeah, I was actually wondering if Major Goodner, which is the woman's name, if she was a bigger character that I just didn't get. But I feel like she was saying a lot of we's, like, is this up to your specifications? We tried to make it. So I'm thinking she's working with somebody that's going to be the big reveal. Yeah. Or maybe that was just a huge red herring and we are looking into everything.
Yeah.
I liked her getting her power. Oh, and Major Goodner also said something. She said, Monica's mom isn't the only one we're loyal to. Did who else are you loyal to? What's going on? Why did you have to say that?
Interesting. Yeah.
Have any ideas on that?
Maybe to Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four. I don't know. Maybe maybe there's somebody else. Maybe somebody in the Avengers. Maybe somebody.
Captain Marvel, possibly.
Captain Marvel. Yeah, maybe.
But wouldn't that be like similar? Because weren't.
Well, no, they seem to be at odds right now. So
yeah, I guess that's fair.
Yeah, there's something. Yeah, there's something that happened that she's. Yeah, I think it's something that she left Earth while her mom was dying or something. It kind of pissed her off.
I was just like, that's a weird statement. But the second she got in the vehicle, I was like, there's no way this is going to work.
Yeah. Something's going to go wrong.
Not a chance. It said that the density of the force field was matching the density of the vehicle. And and I would have loved, sorry, there was a lot of things about this episode that I would have just loved if they were tweaked a little bit. But since Disney bought the Marvel universe, I was like, please be the Pizza Planet truck. Please be the Pizza Planet truck. They got in all of their movies, right? And it wasn't.
That would be a cool little Easter egg for sure.
Similar to the Pizza Planet truck when it like the front half, but it wasn't.
Oh, next time, next season.
And as far as like the photon thing, does she see different wavelengths or something? Like
it looked like she saw like radio wave. It looked like that's how the television waves were broadcasting. So I think that was like she was seeing like the way it's like being broadcast. Like it's basically like television radio waves, kind of like it's kind of like spectrum, like the kind of like the spectrum. She's seen like the different spectrum of reality. So she's full blown. She's got power. She even did a superhero landing at one point. So she's got her power. She's down now. So what'd you think about Nip? What'd you think about that whole photon?
I was a little bit underwhelmed, but I guess it's just because we already knew this was happening. They hinted at it so much. Like this is the first episode where I felt like we already kind of had a grasp on pretty much everything that was going to happen. Even the ending, we knew Agatha was coming eventually. I knew they tried to do a little misdirection last week, but I caught that was exactly what she wanted to do.
That was like bullshit. That was like, nah, that's not. we know you're full of shit on that one.
But it was kind of cool to see, like, I didn't catch all the stuff that was said as she was going through the barrier, but there was a lot of past, present, future type stuff going on there. I'd like to go back and examine the audio. I didn't get a chance to watch it again. I only watched it once.
Yeah, I heard there was some like audio from Captain Marvel in there too. There was like there's a lot of little things in there. So I thought the visual of that was really cool. Like for an origin of a superhero, that was I think that was a cool way to gain powers. So we get the next commercial. The next commercial in this, I think this is the 5th commercial we've gotten. So this is the Nexus antidepressants. So a Nexus in the comics, Wanda is pretty much a Nexus character. She's basically she's the same in all realities. So any other reality you go to, Wanda is the same. So they've established that in the comics. So I'm not sure if that's in reference to that. And it's also going through the theme of being part of the Infinity Stones. I forgot what I think they said. Was it the Reality Stone for this one? Possibly. They said it could double. It could interpret it in different ways. And until we get the last commercial, until we see the last one, we'll know for sure. But it's pretty much going into the Infinity Stones possibly being recreated or trying to be recreated. But this another one like very I think Sarah brought this up last week. It's just kind of going through her emotional state of like grief, and we're going through it more. And so now she's this is a depression stage of her grief. So what'd you think of this, Sarah?
All these commercials are sad, man.
Yeah.
And again, they're so on point for what was playing during that era that again, I almost caught myself at like 1:15 a.m. being like, skip. But I was wondering about the Nexus thing because that seemed like a fairly specific name. I think that might have also been mentioned in Age of Ultron, like something with the internet and Nexus. I need to go back and look. I feel that's like something's there. I just need to go find it. But I don't know. I think this is like kind of denial, depression. It seemed like this whole time she's depressed and she's just trying to get rid of it by like, I'm just going to watch TV and get rid of my kids, or I'm going to like stay in bed all day. And this is just a reflection of that. in my opinion. I didn't really catch the stone connection. I think the only one we technically have left is power, right? We haven't done the power stone yet.
Yeah, I think so.
And that
Yeah.
didn't seem
Mm-hmm.
to match up.
Yeah, so yeah, I think we'll probably get that next episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's curious for sure. So, what'd you think of this, Nip?
Yeah, it was good. I had watched a little video, and somebody had predicted that it was gonna be a depressant commercial. So dude was on point.
Oh, wow.
I think it was New Rockstars on YouTube. He called it. It was cool. The last commercial was way better. The shark thing was way better. But this was like,
way more.
I don't know. I didn't get the significance of it. We'll probably get more of that next episode to see as to what is going on with that. And I don't see any significance of that to the Infinity Stones. So maybe we're reaching on the Infinity Stones thing.
Yeah, maybe, but yeah, it just that fucking. Some of them like are just so blatant, like Infinity. So like the one looks like the Tesseract, and you got the Argos, the liquid, like liquid red stuff. So I don't know. Some of it's like kind of blatant, but this show can turn you on. It could be like a red herring, could be misleading you kind of on purpose. And kind of the whole point of this show is like talking about magic and how magic misleads you and like try to trick you in so many ways. So we get a scene that Darcy kind of tells Vision his origin, kind of like, and they get trapped. They're being either by Wanda or Agatha, that they're being forced to stay, in one place, and kind of Darcy kind of breaks down his origin, what's happened, and this is all kind of news to Vision. Vision doesn't have any of his memories from back then. So Sarah, what'd you think of that? Darcy kind of breaking down his Vision's origin to him.
I'm glad that they kept it fairly quick because, like Nip said earlier, I don't know, these scenes seemed kind of excessive. But I did like that they had that little moment where Vision was like gaining some empathy for Wanda and what she's going through, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't realize she had been through all of this." Because I think up until this point, he was just kind of like, "Why is she being mean to all these people in this town? What's going on?" So that was nice. And then the whole time they were sitting there, I was like, Vision, you can fly.
Exactly.
Why are we sitting here? You can fly. You just did it.
He can fly. He can fly.
You can fly. You can fly. You can fly.
So like he's crossing the road and then the construction, all that. I was like, just go. Like
just go. Darcy will be fine. She's fine. She'll be right there.
But you're a superhero.
Yeah. Just fly away, swing away. So Nip, what do you think of this one?
It's whatever. Like I said, I wasn't overwhelmed by anything in this except for the ending of this episode. Yeah. Now I had a question going back. So she was just so like calm about like Pietro not being there in the beginning. It was kind of like, wouldn't she be questioning this? I mean, I get Agatha has a hold on her. Wanda?
Yeah. Well, it's the kids even asked like, what about Pietro? Where did Uncle Pietro go? She's like, that's not your uncle. So
yeah, that was weird. So she was like, that's what I was getting at. She was like, just so nonchalant about it all.
Yeah. So yeah, there's definitely something more to that. Like, yeah. So she now realizes that's not her Pietro. So there's definitely something more to it too, and we'll talk about the after credits in a second too.
Yeah, well, she literally in that scene said like, I'm beginning to think everything is meaningless.
Yeah.
And the producer came out and said something, right? That was weird. He's like, oh, maybe he deserved it, because she was like saying, oh, I don't know, this and that.
Yeah,
like, maybe he deserved it. It was weird. That was a weird look.
Like she was really being gaslit this episode, like made to feel like the villain, made to feel like this was all her fault, even though it at the end, it literally says Agatha was there all along, Yeah.
Yeah. So it was Agatha all along. So yeah, it's now we cut to the scene where we get to Monica. She runs and she confronts Wanda, and they kind of have a back and forth, kind of telling her, hey, what's going on? You can fight this and all that, and Agatha comes out. She sees this going on, and this is when okay, this is definitely something afoot here. She comes in to grab her and take her away. So, what'd you think of Monica confronting Wanda in that scene, Sarah? They're a little back and forth.
I really liked the moment where she said, like, the worst thing that could have happened to me has already happened to me, and I don't want to get rid of it because it's the truth. It's my truth. I'm hoping that will kind of resonate with Wanda, and she'll be able to kind of move through this grief process. Otherwise, just when Agnes showed up, I was like, oh no, this is gonna be like,
no.
Down
The
volume on my TV because it's gonna be so bad. I'm watching it alone at 1 a.m. Like, no.
So yeah, Nip, what'd you think of that back and forth with Monica trying to get to Wanda and trying to pull her back from the dark side?
It was good, and there was some interesting dialogue there between the three of them. There was one thing I forgot what I was going to say about it, but it was. She said Agatha said something, I believe, that was kind of like weird. What was it? Damn, I wish I would have watched that scene again.
Yeah, I mean, at one point, Wanda's saying, like, you don't talk to me about this kind of stuff.
Oh, it was the villain part, where she was like, maybe I am the villain. And I thought that was like, misdirection, because we all knew that it was Agatha behind the scenes. So it was like, that was kind of like a throw off type of thing. But I was like, obviously it's Agatha. I knew they were just trying to get some suspense going, like, oh, maybe I am the villain. Like, no, you're not the villain. Like,
yeah, and then we see Dottie again for the second time in the series. We haven't seen her since the first. And I heard a theory. Was it heavy spoilers? He posted about possibly the women that were around that table, the children council, whatever the hell they were trying to. That's like a witch's coven right there, because Agatha doesn't work alone a lot of times too. She has like a little stable of witches, I believe, in the comic. So this cuts to we go into Agatha's house, who somebody pointed out that that's the actual house from Bewitched. So they used the actual house from Bewitched. So that was a cool little Easter egg for that. So very cool, very tense scene. She comes in, she sees the sandwiches on the table. Oh, another scene to talk about too, when the kids were talking to Agatha, and Wiccan was trying to he's like, I can't read you, I can't, you're empty. So that was a very telling sign right there with that. So she sees the half-eaten sandwiches, she's looking for kids. She goes down, and we see, and there's also the aspect ratio changed from the sitcom one into like a widescreen. So we knew we were back in reality. So we go in, we see some like funky trees, and like we see like a room.
Looks
we see
like the upside down. Look like upside down from
kind of, yeah, for sure, yeah.
Thought the Demogorgon is about to pop out.
Yeah, we see some we see some signs and symbols and stuff. I was trying to figure out what the symbols, if there's anything recognizable. There was a book. With the book can possibly the Darkhold book. That's kind of like one of the big mystical like books in the Marvel universe. So it's a different design from the comics. So I'm not sure if that is it, but if they're gonna have a book, that's probably one of the main books they would have like in that universe. So we get Agatha. She's been manipulating her. She comes in, stroking the little bunny, and she's using her. She has like purple hex powers, and you could tell. She basically basically reveals herself as the villain, and it was Agatha all along. So we get the little funky Munsters theme song, and we get her manipulating all the scenes behind, like manipulating things all along. And it's definitely I think this is kind of throw people off. I think she is definitely one of the villains, but I think she's not the main villain. I think they're just kind of they knew this is they knew exactly what the fans were speculating, and they knew people were going to guess is Agatha Harkness, and they kind of, this is kind of a like, we know you knew, and this is that's why they had the little funky little song, and it's kind of a nod to the audience, like, oh, we knew you knew, but it was Agatha all along. So what do you think of this, Sarah?
Oh, that's a lot to talk about.
Yeah. We got this is we're going to talk a lot about this one.
Well, first of all, I guess Agatha does live next door now, because I feel like with the dog scene, they were like looking for the dog for a long time when they happened upon Agatha's house. But maybe they live in a circle or something. I don't know. But I was like, oh, she actually is next door. Number one. Number two, the fly.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have just had like Westworld trauma or something, but I saw the fly and I was like, what's happening? Like, is the idea there that Wanda wouldn't have made flies? Like, she wouldn't have bothered with something like that? So this is a space out of her control? Or is it supposed to be, like, signifying that there's death in the air? Or
evil. I got the vibe of, like, the devil's associated with flies kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I was wondering about the book, so thank you for talking about that.
Yeah, I think it has to be the Darkhold. If it's anything, I think it's the Darkhold. That's like one of the main mystic books in the Marvel universe. So I would assume it's that.
Look like the book from Hocus Pocus, kind of.
It was also a very well lit cabinet.
Yeah. I was trying to look and see if I saw anything, like there was like a bunch of skulls and like kind of witchy kind of stuff. So I didn't pick up anything on that.
Yeah, and also just during these scenes, I always wonder, why don't they just turn around? Like, if I'm Wanda and I'm going into the basement and I start to see tree branches and that there's this huge labyrinth downstairs, maybe I turn around and act cool and go grab Vision really quick.
I mean, get some backup, yeah.
I think she's just thinking about the kids at that point. She's like, fuck this, I gotta get through whatever I gotta get to get my goddamn kids.
And I'm not a superhero. So, maybe if I had superpowers, I would be like, trees don't bother me, let's go. But yeah, I feel like this whole episode was just kind of being like, okay, fans, you got it, you figured it out, good job. And now it's like, okay, what do we do here? So yay, it's Agatha. We all guessed it, or you guys guessed it. And I said,
yeah, it was pretty early on. Even before the show, there was like speculation that she was going to be Agatha Harkness.
She had her brooch on.
Yeah. She had her cackle's great. I love her like witch cackle.
So good.
it's pretty good.
I don't know why Wiccan can't read her mind.
Maybe
she's
some magic spell. Yeah, some magic spell.
I think she's
definitely
Bella.
more
That's
powerful.
my theory. She's Bella. She's grown up Bella. Edward left her. And nobody can read her mind.
There's a crossover you always wanted.
Fan theory. Let's go.
So we got a couple of chats to go through real quick. Big Leo 415. I think Agatha is the villain. I think she's.
I don't think so at all.
I think she's a part of the villain. I don't think she's the main villain. I think we're gonna get it.
She's a pawn.
And that scene was so like cheesy and goofy, and it was on purpose for sure. But it's just kind of another like red herring trying to throw people off of the scent. And this is a very fan service kind of show because they knew exactly what the fans were going to be thinking and going to be speculating. It's a very smartly written show. This is a show written with fans in mind and how people were going to take it for sure. Let's see, Renee Cruz, Scott's Comics and Cards, and Fat Guy Gary Comics at San Francisco Comic Book Store. Oh yeah, that was a shop. That's where the site is named after. The YouTube channel is named after that. Yeah, Gary was Gary Arlington, man, back in the day. Met Bal Bookins at SF Comic Book 1977. Yeah, welcome to the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. You don't look like Fat Gary. He passed away according to St. Gary. Yeah, I'm a little more fit than Fat Gary. We just called him Gary back in the day. So let's see. Big Leo, he reminded me of Hocus Pocus.
I said that, Leo. Stop biting my shit. Come on the show if you want to bite my shit.
Save for Gold Dirty Bastards. So Nip, what'd you think of that whole scene, man? With the confrontation with Agatha, the big reveal.
It was good. We knew where it was going anyway, but it was still executed well. And once she's going down the thing, when you look at the layout, I got to look at it again. But didn't it kind of look like a circle, or like there's tunnels underneath that maybe make a pentagram or something? This is probably where all the witches meet, the coven meets.
Yeah.
That's the kind of the feel I got of it. But I gotta go back and check out that scene again. But I think that's what they're getting at, because there was like 5 or 6 doors that you see and little windows that opened up into other areas. So I'm thinking the shape is probably either a hex or a pentagram or something evil like that. So.
Or maybe it's the maze from the back of the cereal box in the beginning.
Oh yeah, that's a good shot. That's a good shot too. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, and you kind of see when she confronts her, she's like kind of like when she like uses her power, her Agatha's hex power on her. You see her kind of like go over her eyes, and so she's been she's the one that. Yeah, and she's the one that, and so basically we're seeing that theme for the song and everything is her kind of playing off that sitcom thing into Wanda's head. So she's been definitely manipulating things in that whole time. I think there's more to it though. I don't think she's working alone. I don't think it's.
I'm going Mephisto still.
Yeah.
She mentioned Ralph again.
Yeah. Yeah, when they were doing like the sit down thing too, right? Didn't she like mention something about Ralph?
Yeah, I wrote it down, but I can't find it.
And also we had another scene with the delivery guy.
Yeah.
You cut. So I don't know. There's something there as well.
Yeah, and he was a FedEx. Yeah.
Yeah, I rewatched the episodes last night from the beginning. Because apparently I just have no life, and that's what I do. And
we're in the right place.
I think his name is Dennis. I'm pretty sure they give him a name at the beginning. Like the very first time the second time you see him. The very first time you see him is he's the first character that you see after you see Wanda and Vision driving into town in that very first opening sequence. And then when Agnes is outside and she's like pew pew, I'm pretty sure she calls him Dennis. So I think he might not be Ralph.
Yeah, so he was a mailman in the first two appearances he showed up in, and he was
DHL this time, right? DHL or FedEx.
Something like
Yellow
that,
is DHL.
Okay,
but similar job.
Yeah, same shit. So yeah, he was a different kind of delivery guy. So yeah, he definitely is something odd about. Yeah, I don't think anything's by accident in this show. I think every little scene, every little character there's some kind of significance to that. So
was he on the wall? Do you know? Do you remember? Was he on the wall? Like, did he have an identity? I don't think so, right?
No.
And Dottie still no explanation for Dottie.
Yeah, no Dottie. I don't. Yeah, no. I don't see them on the wall. So
is Herb? Herb's not on there either.
Is that not Herb in the bottom on the left?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that's Herb.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she's been manipulating him. So we thought he was like more of a thing, but apparently he's just a pawn too. So she's just kind of been setting things up where it's like kind of misleading. She kind of shows that she's been misleading the audience, not just Wanda, but kind of misleading us as the audience. So it's kind of a smart way to reveal her that we kind of knew this was coming. We knew this was coming, but it's kind of a fun like nod to the audience, like, oh yeah, it was Agatha all along. It's a catchy fucking thing. I watched it a couple times. I like the way it's pretty catchy.
One other thing I had in that little sequence. So we see the rabbit again, and his name is Mr. Scratch, right? Now I know that Mephisto has been an alias of Mr. Scratch has been an alias of Mephisto. So I don't know if they're going with that because he's in the house. Yeah. Maybe he's like, he doesn't have all his power yet. He needs to be rejuvenated or something. So he's just like taking these animal forms until he's strong enough. Yeah. That's a theory I got.
Yeah, and she has a cat in the comics, so I guess it would have been too much of a spoiler if she had the cat. And I think Mr. Scratch wasn't it? I think that was her son's name, or I think she had a son named Mr. Scratch or something like that. So that might be a nod to that too. So yeah, there's so many things to pull down from this. So yeah, it's she's manipulating her, but I think there's somebody above kind of manipulating the whole situation. I think I'm still stick with that theory that this town was kind of full of witchcraft, and there was a lot of witches in this town, and they kind of attracted Wanda here, and they kind of made her come here and kind of take over the town, and this was kind of set up. And I think it's the main thing is those kids, man. They want those kids. So these kids are pretty powerful already. So they're like what 12 years old right now, 10 years old. So this is definitely something to do with the kids. Say again?
Where do you think the kids are? Also, they eat sandwiches like absolute heathens. 15 pieces.
Like the fuck, what the hell are you doing? Or maybe they got fucked up in a struggle. Maybe they're when they got taken away. I don't know. Yeah, I think
they put them to the rabbit. And they let the rabbit eat that shit.
Yeah, I think we'll see a scene probably in the next episode where they're probably chained up or like or they're captured and they're going to be used for like a sacrifice or like in the comic they were like vessels for demons, so they're going to try to manipulate those kids in some way. So yeah, no, a lot of stuff to break down. That just in that last like 2 minutes. Like I said, it was a good episode, but it was okay. It wasn't my favorite episode of the season, but that was the last couple minutes. Her going into the downstairs was really creepy, really good music, good sound, like very like the mood was very on point, and I thought it was a great reveal, like for Agatha that we finally know, and that laugh is great. So we got thanks Sarah for telling me, because I've watched all the post credits just at hope, so I was gonna give up and not watch the post credits on this one. I was like, I'm not gonna watch this, but like they're not gonna give me a post credit. Of course, this is the one where they give you a post credit scene. So we get to see Monica kind of sneaking in by the house, and she's opening up the door to the basement, and we get fake Pietro coming in, and what does he say? Snoopers, what is it? Snoopers gonna snoop.
Snooper's gonna snoop. Sniper's gonna snipe.
So we don't know what's his role. Is he the Pietro from the X-Men universe? Is he just some pawn? Is he just we don't know, like what is he a villain? Is he a good guy? It did show him being manipulated by Agatha in her little scene, so we kind of don't know what's the deal with Pietro. We're gonna get, I guess we get some answers next week. But Sarah, what'd you think of this post-credit scene? What'd you think of Pietro? Is he good or bad? What's going on here?
Well, so it's kind of funny because I was watching the credits. I keep thinking that something's going to pop up in the credits. And then Evan Peters' name showed up in the credits of this episode. And I was like, he wasn't in this. And then the post-credit scene happened. So there we go.
They had a couple yeah, I thought about that too. But then they had Deborah Jo Cup. She was only in the first episode. And they had her in the
right. Wait.
Yeah, so she was. Right. Yeah, and she wasn't. She hasn't been in since the first episode. So I was like, that's kind of. I saw the Evan Peter thing. I was like, oh, he wasn't. And then I saw her name, so I was like, oh, okay. So they're just listing everybody that's been in the show. So that kind of threw me off for a second too. So that was probably on purpose.
Probably. So I'm starting to think that maybe Evan Peters really just was some random dude in this town that Agatha was like, we're gonna plug him in as Pietro and use him as a pawn. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then how would he get the powers unless, I mean, she gave him some magic, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you see the like purple magic on his back when he goes to meet Wanda for the first time.
I'm still thinking he's Pietro from the X-Men universe, and they pulled him. They tried to bring a Quicksilver from another universe, but they pulled the wrong one, so they were kind of stuck with him. So they kind of like, all right, we're gonna just manipulate the situation to try to make it work. And of course, Wanda kind of, she's gonna know her own brother. She tried to accept it at first, but then later on, she's like, no, that's not my brother. And like, so she her reality got that wall got broken. So I think there's gonna be more to it. I think he is the X-Men. Pietro. I think they pulled the wrong one. What about you, Nip? What do you think about this post-credit scene?
Man, I'm confused on this one. I don't know where they're going with it. It could be many things. I kind of don't think it's the Evan Peters from. I don't think it's the Pietro from the X-Men universe. I think that was like too easy. I don't know. I'm confused on this. I don't really have a guess. Kind of got me stumped.
Yeah, it's very confusing. Yeah, he didn't look like he was like, being an asshole at that time. So I don't know if he's like working with Agatha. Is he still like a pawn of hers? Did he just like kind of because it was very weird that she like, oh, that's not your uncle, and so Wanda knows that's not her Pietro, but it's definitely. I think we're gonna find out next episode. So I guess we'll talk about that next. Like, what do you guys think is gonna happen next? Like, so we got 2 more episodes left. There was a rumor going around that all the last 3 episodes were going to be an hour long, which I guess is bullshit because this was only 30 minutes. So hopefully we get
that shit with a grain of salt. These guys make up shit to get views and likes. And shit.
Clickbait articles for sure. People want to put out speculation and some people take it as fact. But did
you see the supposedly leaked Funko Pops of Mephisto?
Yeah, I saw those. Yeah,
I heard those were fake though.
Yeah, they were totally fake. You could tell those were fake. Yeah, because it was just like, it was just like, people are just kind of throwing shit out there and trying to fuck with fans, which is I don't know, kind of fun too. Like people are all just kind of throwing everybody off the scent and kind of fucking everybody's emotions. This show is great for that kind of stuff. We're just kind of all over the place. So yeah, I know. So what do you think is going to happen next? Where are we going next, Sarah? We got 2 more episodes left. Yeah. I don't know if we're going to go back to the sitcom thing. I think we kind of like used all our sitcom goodwill for the rest. I think we're going to get maybe some like flashbacks and maybe some clips. I mentioned last time, maybe we get some clip show stuff, like stuff that happened that didn't happen or whatever. So what do you think? What do you think is going to happen next, Sarah?
Well, first of all, I just want to go back to Evan Peters for a second and say that his outfit is not intimidating at all. I mean, look at that. It's like baby blues and pinks and like soft fabrics. Like, I don't know. He just doesn't look like a bad guy right there.
He's going to a Dave Matthews fucking concert right now.
Yeah, he's like lounging around, playing video games, eating some popcorn. Like,
does he still have his silver hair? It looks kind
Doesn't
of
look like
brown.
it.
Yeah, it looks kind
Dirty
of brownish.
blonde.
They're always kind of dark. So
Yeah, his roots were dark. Yeah, so I can't really tell if he still has the silver hair. So that would be a big tell for sure.
So as far as like moving forward, there's one little scene with Hayward where he says, "We launched today." So I feel like if they're going in like timeline, they have to show that soon because we've already used up like part of the day. I'm guessing my thought honestly is that the next episode might be kind of a flashback episode and maybe we get more of the Wanda backstory. Yeah, and then the last one is where like shit hits the fan and we've got like Wanda in the basement, we've got Vision and Darcy trying to get to her, and we've got Hayward attacking the Hex all at the same time.
Yeah, I think that's a good shout. I think this next episode is going to be almost like not a filler, but we're going to see like kind of Agatha, kind of like how from her perspective, kind of her kind of taking over the town, and Wanda coming in and kind of being manipulated. I think we're going to get a lot of chunk of that, and then the last episode where like shit, like you said, shit hits the fan, and we're going to be big confrontation, and I don't know who's going to make it out of this alive. In the same, like we know Wanda's coming back for Doctor Strange 2, but man, only 2 episodes left. There's so many things that can go down, and the reality is going to be a mess after this.
I really hope that we get, because like there's the scenes in the trailers with Wanda back in captivity with the Mind Stone and stuff like that. So I hope we get some of that in there. Maybe Agatha. She was alive then, right? So maybe she has some intel or somebody else does, and they can kind of like put some of the pieces together then for like the big battle of the last episode. Yeah.
Well, yeah, she's been around for a minute. She's in the comics. She's been like 1,000 years old or so. So she's been around. So she could have been like kind of manipulated. Yeah, she looks great for her age. They're definitely. She looks a lot older in the comics. She's
on the Tom Brady diet.
Yeah, she's
lots of water so you don't get a sunburn.
Yeah, avocado, tequila, shit like that.
Oh yeah.
I want to see her outfit like when she first when that little the little credits came and she had her little like witchy outfit too. I wonder if they're going to bring that back. See her in her full witch regalia. We're probably going to see that. Yeah. So Nip, what do you think, man? What do you think we're going to see the next couple episodes, man? We're going to see some shit go down or what?
Yeah, I think I agree with Sarah that we're going to see like a lot of stuff like from her perspective, from Agatha's perspective, and I think we're going to see like a scene of all the witches underneath the town plotting and doing kind of like, but we're not going to get the final reveal of who the big bad is until the last episode. And, I'm sticking with my Mephisto thing. I think something like with the stones and the snaps and everything woke him up. Maybe he was imprisoned or something, and they need something from Wanda to bring him back. Maybe they need her to activate the stones again, or there's something there.
The kids
and the stones. Something needs to be done to bring him back, or get him resurrected, or to get him into this realm somehow. I'm doubling down, tripling down on my Mephisto. I think Dottie. Yeah, I'm still saying Dottie's Clea. I think there's just like a coven of powerful witches that are gonna, cause havoc, and it's not gonna be revealed. I say it's not gonna be revealed fully until the last episode. And then also have the Hayward angle. I've heard that they're leaning towards not only Ultron, but that they're trying to make Sentinels. That's one of the things they were saying.
That's a good.
You see how he's so against people with powers. So I think they're trying to integrate some of Vision's technology to make Sentinels.
That's a good shout right
there.
I
can't take credit for that. I've seen it somewhere. So
yeah, it's an interesting take though. Yeah, using that technology to make Sentinels. That's a very I could definitely see that. Like with the emergence of mutants too, they're going to need some kind of force to like kind of regulate them because. A lot of mutants, a lot of regular people with crazy extreme powers. They're going to want to regulate that, just like in the comics. They it's one thing. It's funny how like superheroes got it passed, but the mutants are like these evil, side creatures that people hate, and it's like it's definitely a mutant fear. They fear the mutants. Yes, a question from a lady from the north.
Okay. What is the big distinction between mutants and superheroes?
Well, there's mutant superheroes, but their mutants are they're born with their powers and like
the X gene.
Yeah,
it's a gene. It's a certain gene, right? It's the X gene.
Yeah,
And
so
superheroes, it's like activated.
they gain powers. Like Spider-Man
Hulk
got
had the gamma ray exposure.
Spider-Man got bit by a radioactive spider. Wolverine was born like that. Well,
But there's also Inhumans as well, so it complicates things even more.
yeah. Let's not talk about Inhumans.
And then you have celestial beings. There's all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
So then the twins are mutants.
If they were born,
In theory, yeah.
Technically, yeah, they will be like born with powers. They were born, usually when there's two, usually like superpowered beings have kids. Their kids will have powers, so they will be mutants. And there's other people that are just normal people and they have mutant kids. But if it varies, but for the most part, if you're born, a lot of people are just born a mutant, and once you hit like the teenage years, that's when your powers manifest. Pretty much when you hit puberty, that's when your powers like start coming out. So it's
like in Harry Potter. That magic.
Pretty much, yeah.
When two mutants like each other, that's how Marvel Universe birds and the bees.
Talk about the mutants and the bees.
Thanks, Dad.
I'll show you on the two figures how they. So yeah, man, it's a lot of things. This could go a lot. I think having like a kind of clip show and kind of flashback into how all this started next episode is a good shout, and we could get the big confrontation. I hope the next couple of episodes are hour each because there's a lot of shit to cover, and these go by so quick. So yeah, I definitely can't wait to go back and kind of watch them all at once and kind of go back and rewatch and what we know now and see all the little Easter eggs they threw in for us and stuff we didn't even realize back then when we were first watching. So I don't know. Anything else you want to talk about this episode, Sarah?
Not really. Honestly, I felt like this was just kind of putting like a period on a sentence for us. It's like we've been wondering what's going on the whole time, and they said, yes, it's Agatha. Yes, it's Photon.
Yeah.
Now can we move on to something else? So
we got grades. We got grades. What are we doing on grades?
I would probably give this an 8.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say too.
That was exactly what I was gonna say.
I'd give the ending, like the last couple minutes, like a 9. But I think overall 8 for this episode. Yeah, it was good, really good episode, but not the best of the season. Not my favorite of the season. I think last episode was probably my favorite. The Halloween episode was probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Of the series.
Okay, sometimes you need like set up episodes to like.
Yeah, they can all be like 10s, but this was definitely enjoyable and fun, and they answer some questions and some funny moments. I did like I actually thought Vision was great in this episode. Him doing like the manic, and he's like talking like, why am I talking to you guys? Why am I doing this?
Oh my god! When he took off the mic, I was like,
that's a good scene. I like that scene.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, Vision's definitely like the all-star of this like show, like very low key, but he's just he captures the essence of all the sitcoms like perfectly when he's playing like the Malcolm Middle dad, or he's playing like the doting guy and husband in the first couple. So it just he's playing like he's like Wanda's killing it. Elizabeth Olsen's killing it, but Paul Bettany he's just like the secret MVP of this show, man. He's just like kind of almost playing the audience too, because a lot of the stuff is being revealed to him, like when we're finding out too. So he's just his little like mannerisms, he's just capturing every like thing so well. So I really hope he comes back into the MCU, even though he died like 5 times. But I wouldn't mind seeing him come back.
Big Leo gave his grade, by the way.
7.5.
7.5. Yeah.
They didn't stick the landing.
Still good though. Still good.
They did stick the landing.
I did have one more like very small thought was do you think Agnes was trying to show like, do witches have a mark? I know like
that was so my point. There's a lot of witches that have like a birthmark that kind of like it's a witch mark. So that's like when she take a look at my mole. Like,
and good point. Smallpox vaccination mark. So I was like, wait, there's got to be something here where witches have marks.
Due to technical difficulties before the episode even started. Lost a couple points, half point because of struggling. Yeah, it's funny how divided it was like in the beginning. And we kind of had our complaints in the first couple episodes, but I was like, I'm gonna stick with it. I want to see where it goes, and man, it just elevated, man. Now everybody's on
One more episode, I was done. One more of those episodes, I was out of there.
I almost lost you. Almost killed the franchise. But yeah, it's got me hooked. I'm excited. It's gonna be kind of sad when it ends, but we get a week off and then get Falcon and the Winter Soldier starting back up. So
those trailers haven't been good though, man. I gotta say I'm underwhelmed by those trailers.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah, I don't think they've shown anything really like too much. It's only gonna be 6 episodes.
What are they gonna really do though? It's gonna be all like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. type shit, like spies and like I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I'll give it a chance, but
I think it's gonna be the buddy cop kind of thing. You know, gonna have that lethal weapon. Them two trying to, you know.
And you're gonna have Rhodey in there too, right? So that's
I think Rhodey's supposed to. It's gonna set up a lot of things coming forward too. So,
I assumed it was gonna like kind of cement for us why Captain America handed the shield to that person, you know, as opposed to someone else. So I figured it was going to be like, this is why he did that.
And he's going to have to earn the shield. Like Cap gave him the shield, but he didn't, you know, like, you know, in America's eyes, they didn't earn the shield. So so they gave it to the U.S. agent. I think there's going to be some stuff in there that definitely going to be worth checking out. And it's only 6 episodes too, so that's good in and out for sure.
Hey, we ain't got shit else to do. We're in quarantine still. So.
Yeah, what else we gonna do? Yeah.
Any thoughts on villains? Are you guys making a pick on villains?
For WandaVision?
Yeah, for Wanda.
I'm sticking like you. I'm sticking with Mephisto, man. I think it's just him. It just makes too much sense. He has so much ties to Wanda and Agatha Harkness, so it just makes too much sense for them to be like the. Too much. It makes too much sense for him not to be the main villain in some way. And even if we have you know, I don't know, it just makes too much sense. Hey, Larry, I'll be back to watch a replay after I watch Wanda. Yeah, watch the episode.
Yeah, you gotta watch it first.
Spoilers. Man, when Magneto came out, that was crazy. Let's see. Cthon. The Quicksilver that I heard that rumor too that he might be Cthon.
Who's Cthon?
I forget. He's like a demon or something. He kind of looked like Quicksilver. Quick. I'm just kidding about the Magneto thing. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I always forget to do that during the show, but whatever.
Yeah, I do that too.
It's a very important. Hit that like button. All right, subscribe to the channel. A fun episode. Can't wait for next week. It's kind of excruciating waiting for these episodes every week, and then
especially after an episode like this. I feel like the last ones we had so much to talk about, and this one it was more just wrapping stuff up. So I'm like, what am I going to do all week?
I know it's right. Yeah.
What's your take? What's your guess on the villain, Sarah?
Oh, well, I mean, I haven't read the comics, like I said, so
true. It'll be good to get your perspective on it, though.
Yeah, I mean, I can only go off of what I've heard from, like, other reviews I've seen and stuff, and Nightmare seems to be the next biggest guess. So...
Could be a combination of both, too. I mean, we could get more than one big bad. We need more big bads in the universe anyway, so that would make sense.
Or maybe the real bad is mental health, or, like, mental unhealth.
Yeah, it's dealing with a lot of issues that people deal with. So yeah, it kind of makes sense for sure. Yeah,
undealt with grief. That's the big bad.
Yeah,
is there a villain that's called that?
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's some kind of grief villain. Yeah. So we still gonna see that Astro Engineer. I think we're still gonna get a reveal of that. I'm still hoping it's Reed Richards, but I don't know. We'll see. Will that be the cameo they're talking about, or is there going to be another one? I think Professor X. I think he's the one that would be as big as Luke Skywalker. Yeah, Professor X shows up.
And in the graphic novel, didn't he come and help Wanda in that situation?
Yeah, in the House of M. Yeah, he tried to help her, and they kind of figured like we gotta either help her or we gotta kill her, and like because she's way too powerful and she has a witch. It later got revealed that Dr. Doom was involved with manipulating her in the end. So I don't want to dream that big. Let's not dream that big.
Deadpool is another dark horse too, because he was already messing around with the time and everything.
They do have the superhero landing this episode, which
yeah, Photon did the superhero landing. That was pretty cool. Yeah,
So I'll go.
It's a wink. It's a wink to the fan. This whole episode, this whole show is a wink and a nod to the fan. They know what fans are going to obsess over and kind of look into, and so they know they knew what they were dealing with, and they kind of knew how to manipulate the fan base and kind of fuck with the fan base, which I love the little details they throw in there just to fuck with people. So
I'll say Deadpool. I'm gonna change my pick. Deadpool's my pick for the cameo.
Deadpool.
Yeah, I think that would make fans lose their shit and blow up the internet. And if there's no better way to get the X-Men into the universe and get everybody all hyped up than Deadpool. You know, he's a huge Fox entity. So I'm rocking with Deadpool on this one.
All right. Bolt
And he's Dark Horse. I don't think that many people would see that coming. A lot of them are more focused on the bigger Reed Richards or Magneto.
Yeah.
I think Deadpool would be kind of like out of left field, kind of, but big enough to create a buzz.
Yeah. That's it. Well, if you're going to talk Luke Skywalker, this Luke Skywalker thing blew up the internet. Like it was just universally like, oh shit. So yeah, it's going to be something big for sure. I think you make a statement like that, a blanket statement like that. So yeah, we're definitely going to see some more shit for sure.
Nightmare Batman shows up. What the hell is Leo talking about?
Same for the Justice League. Right? Wrong universe, Leo. Stop trolling. All right, good. All right. So Sarah, before we get out of here, any shout outs you want to give? Anything you want to plug or anything you want to talk about real quick before we get out?
I mean, I got no personal projects. I would just say, guys, if you're watching, I want to hear your theories. Give me stuff to research.
Yeah, good point.
If it's not Mephisto, who do you guys think it's going to be? Like,
who do you think it's going to be? Let us know. Did you see anything that we missed?
I'm sure there's plenty we missed.
I would love to have some things to Google while I'm sitting here sick. So.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, put them in the comments. Put all your takes in the comments, your questions. Give us some stuff to ponder. And talk about it.
Hey, Snooper's gonna snoop. What about you, Nipa? Talk about the Gold Dirties and the.
Yeah, I got a lot of shit going on. So we just branched off. We have Gold Dirty Bastards, which is our kind of like everything show. We talk sports, a little bit of shows, movies, hip hop, a little bit of everything. A little bit more uncut, raw. So that's going to be, you can find us on Instagram at Gold Dirty Bastards with the Z. And also we have a YouTube channel, Gold Dirty Bastards with the Z. Like I said, that one's more uncut, raw, shit talking, just a little bit of everything. We kill it on Womack pretty much 90% of the time. But, he acts all innocent, but this guy's an asshole. Let me tell you. 25 years.
You're breaking the fourth wall, man.
He plays the role, but he's a shit disturber behind the scenes. Don't let him fool you. And then so we just branched off and we are doing a MMA and boxing fight podcast as well. And that's going to be under the Gold Dirty Bastards banner, umbrella, whatever you want to call it. All of our content will be on the Gold Dirty Bastards YouTube channel. And the name of the podcast is The Deadly Combination. And, we're going to have guests on there. We have a legit certified Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt as a co-host, E-Major. And, last night we just had another black belt Jiu-Jitsu on there. So we got some certified people to talk about fight games. So check us out if you get a chance. At Gold Dirty Bastards for the IG and at the Deadly Combination for the fight one.
Awesome. All right, right on. Check us out every Friday here at about usually 11 o'clock for the after shows. We do this pretty much for the Disney Plus, Star Wars, Marvel stuff. Come back and see us.
Leo's asshole.
Sniper's gonna snipe. The sniper. He's known as a sniper on
the Gold Dirty Bastards.
Check out our weekly show, the SF Company Hour. We had a fucking hilarious show last Tuesday. If you want to go check it out, our Southerner Supreme Bo made a surprise appearance, and pretty much just us fucking with Bo for like the last hour. So the whole show is great. Check it out, but definitely check out that. We had a good time on that one. I think my face still hurts from laughing so hard. Definitely check that out every Tuesday at 8 p.m. on the channel. Like and subscribe. Check us out on the IG. YouTube, Facebook, all that crap. Come see us. Yeah, like you said, comment in the section. We'll hear your theories. I love theories, and speculation is always fun to talk about. So yeah, we're gonna do this again next week. The yeah. So 2 more episodes left. Penultimate. There you go. See, that's why you're here, Sarah, to make us better. So yeah. Come check us out next week, and yeah, like and subscribe to the channel. And you guys have a good week, and have a good weekend, and let's have some fun. All right, see you guys.
Peace out.